Hey everybody, look at me. I have a YouTube channel. Look at me, I'm famous. I'm fully aware of the fact that having a YouTube channel is a bit egotistical, regardless of what you're sharing. It doesn't matter if you're sharing knowledge bits or wisdom or philosophy. It's irrelevant to the fact that there's a little bit of ego in believing that what you have to say is important. And I am fully well aware of that. And after all these years, have come to the conclusion not that I know more than other people, but the opposite. When I started this channel, I probably believed that I had more to say than I actually have to say. And I've been humbled over the years with my lack of knowledge on many subjects. Yet also, of course, many of the topics I've discussed are still true and relevant, and I still consider myself to be wise enough to at least function in this world without getting dragged down by it. And I feel like sharing some of those things would help some people. But once again, ego comes into the picture. Making videos on YouTube is really no different than anyone else who uses YouTube as a platform for sharing their music, sharing their ideas, their art forms. Many people create art in various forms, arts and crafts. Creating art for the love of making art is one thing. But wanting to put that art out and share it so other people can see it and sell it is a completely different thing. It's believing that your art is valuable enough to be recognized and purchased, and often it is. It's the same thing with music. There are many people out there who love music and they love playing music. But it's completely different than recording your music in order to sell it to an audience. Now, I've met a lot of musicians who really aren't aware of this. They say, I love playing music. I just like making music. I'm like, but why would you spend hours and hours in the studio or, hours on stage where you're having to pay your own money for the gig unless you're trying to get seen by people? Once you admit that you like to be seen for what you do well, the horizon's open. It's about not being in denial. If you're a musician and you play on stage, you want people to see you play. If you're an artist and you go to a gallery, you want people to see your art. If you're a YouTuber, you want people to see your videos. It doesn't matter how many people, you're doing it for a reason. So what does that say about us? About our need to be validated and noticed, you know? Even the, quote, spiritual teachers or gurus or Buddhists who, they still take the time to upload, to edit. You look at the full picture of what they're doing and you're like, well, this person's doing this to be seen because they believe their ideas are valuable. There's nothing wrong with this. It's not a bad thing. It's part of being human. But I just wonder how other people feel about this idea that we want to be seen. And if people have really come to terms with the fact that most of us want to be heard, we want our voices and our ideas to be heard, not to necessarily be right or prove anyone wrong at all, but rather to bounce ideas off of other people to know if the direction we're going in our brains is the right one, at least by the standards of our peer group, which is subjective, and that gets into some weird stuff too. Anyway, wanted to make this a brief one. It's getting warm in the back office here, so I'm out. Peace out, and I'll talk to you later. Hi.